Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम
We became the first country to go to the near to the south pole of the moon.
Good evening and welcome to Breaking Views on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. As you heard there, the Chandrayaan 3 is on the moon, and trust me, the entire country is over the moon with that news. What a day, ladies and gentlemen, has this been. All of us are so fortunate to see this history, in front of our own eyes. Before anything else, I want to start because there are some important updates coming in through the next half hour. We'll now try and decode what's the next step and how this impacts not only India's space exploration but also the impact of this feat that India has achieved across the globe in the space exploration. But I want to start with these visuals, ladies and gentlemen, which is coming in. ISRO has just, in fact, tweeted these images and has said that these images are the communication link has been established between the Chandrayaan 3 lander and MOX ISRO Bengaluru. Here are the images from the lander horizontal velocity camera taken during the descent when Chandrayaan was in fact making its way to that fantastic precision landing that we saw today. These are the first images from the lander's horizontal velocity camera, which in fact were taken during the historic descent to the south pole, towards the south pole of the moon, as India created history, ladies and gentlemen, today. This date, 23rd of this month in the year 2023, 23rd August 2023, is a landmark, in fact, day. This is the tweet that I'm talking about. ISRO has said that the contact has been established, and now, of course, we are waiting for the next phase when the rover does come out of, in fact, a lander. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's, as I have been saying, India scripted history as ISRO lands Chandrayaan 3 on the moon. The communication between the Bengaluru Mission Control Center and Chandrayaan 3 has now been established, and hence you got those first images. With this, India becomes the fourth country to set foot on the moon and the first to have achieved the feat of landing on the south pole of the moon. What makes it more special is the precision and how flawlessly this entire mission, from launch to landing, in fact, the way it was executed, the way it came together. Every possible known and, may I say, unknown scenarios were rehearsed, taken into account. And heroes of the day, ladies and gentlemen: S. Somnath, the ISRO chief; P. Veramuthuvel, project director; Kalpana, assistant director; Srikant, mission director; V. Shankarshan, URSC director; and thousands of others from ISRO, from subsidiary agencies who have helped make sure that India enters this elite club in space exploration. Now, India, it's just not that this entire mission was being keenly watched by 140 crores Indians, those who were watching this entire feat, but it was being keenly watched all across the globe with bated breath. Many valuable lessons will be learned all across the globe in various space exploration agencies and the missions that they are going to launch in the future. Well, as celebrations erupted, Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated ISRO. Let's just listen in to this conversation.
India is now on the moon. India's successful moon mission is not just India's alone. our approach of one earth, one family, one future is resonating across the globe. We can all aspire for the moon and beyond. मेरे परिवारजनों, चंद्रयान महाअभियान के ये उपलब्धि भारत की उड़ान को चंद्रमा की कक्षाओं से आगे जाएगी.
Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon. Honorable Prime Minister called me and conveyed his greetings to each one of you and your family for the wonderful work you did in ISRO. Thanks are to him for the support that he is giving to us for missions like Chandrayaan 3 and the missions that are in the offing. I want to tell you and I want to thank you also for each and everyone who prayed with us in the last many days, who wanted this success to happen in ISRO. I thank all those people in all around the country and maybe beyond the country for their blessings and wishes and affection that he has given to each one of us for doing this work for last so many years.
जी, आपका तो नाम सोमनाथ और सोमनाथ नाम चंद्र से जुड़ा हुआ है और इसलिए आज आपके परिवारजन भी बहुत आनंदित होंगे. मेरी तरफ से आपको, आपकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई और सबको मेरी तरफ से अभिनंदन कह दीजिए और हो सके उतना जल्दी मैं आप सबको रूबरू में भी बधाई दूंगा.
What great minds, ladies and gentlemen, these scientists of ISRO, those who possibly could have gone to any other, in fact, space agencies across the world. They chose to work for the country, and because of their hard work, we have been able to achieve this success. Now, all eyes on what next. The landing was very, very crucial, soft landing that has taken place. But what happens next as far as this entire mission is concerned? Take a look as we tell you what is the mission and, of course, what follows the landing of Chandrayaan 3.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम
Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
India's flag on the moon surface.
India is now on the moon.
The nail-biting moment done, next comes the wait for the lunar dust called regolith that is raked up by the landing to settle down. This can take a few hours. So what's going to happen next? The Vikram lander's ramp will open up and the Pragyan rover will slowly be rolled down. Once the Pragyan rover is on the lunar surface, it is free to move around the moon. The next big moment is the selfie moment. The Vikram lander takes images of the rover and the Pragyan rover takes images of the lander. The first selfies by India from the lunar surface are then beamed back to India. The Vikram lander and the rover are both solar powered and made to last one lunar day, which translates to 14 Earth days. The real science can begin now. In New Delhi, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.
So let's also now explore the impact of this fantastic, successful mission that India and the feat that India has been able to achieve. let me introduce at this moment Pawan Chandana, co-founder and CEO, Skyroot Aerospace. We have Dr. V.S. Hegre, former scientific secretary to ISRO. We also have Dr. Surendra Pai, distinguished scientist and former program director, satellite navigation program at ISRO. We also, ladies and gentlemen, have Devanshu Podar, space scientist and founder, Rocketeers. Thank you so much to all my guests for taking the time out. I want to start very quickly, Dr. Hegre, by asking you, sir, this is a remarkable feat. I mean, there are no two ways about that. But where does this take our space program from here to the next leap? All right, Dr. Hegre, I believe you were on a phone call, sir. If that question was for you, I wanted to ask you, what next? Where does this take India's space exploration program from here?
As we all know, globally, all the civilian kind of applications, civilian as well as ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance applications, have been practically handed over to the private all over the globe, true in US, true in all developed countries. Even India also has announced reforms recently that private industry is allowed to do everything that ISRO has been doing. So national space agencies in the coming days all over the world will focus only on science, planetary exploration, and beyond. So what we have achieved today is absolutely awesome, remarkable. And in fact, during the last visit of Honorable Prime Minister to US, India signing the Artemis Accord in accordance with the UN treaties for the outer space of 1967, I think it's absolutely in time. So when we sit among the members who have signed Artemis Accord, we can sit with our chest up and with absolute pride. See, we know that so far there were 73 missions to moon. Of course, US maximum 32, Russia 23, China 7, and Japan and India. Japan 2, India 3, all others 1. Okay, but we are the first country to have landed near the South Pole.
That's right.
India is the country through Chandrayaan 1 which said that there is presence of water molecule in the South Pole. And today we have re-stamped that statement again by landing in the South Pole. It's an absolute awesome achievement.
Absolutely
remarkable. Greatest
remarkable.
of the moments, yes.
Absolutely remarkable. Dr. Pai, one thing that everybody is talking about is how flawless this entire mission was. From the time of the launch till the time it landed, everything was precisely timed. It exactly happened the way it was envisaged.
Thank you. First of all, my name is
Dr. Pal, I beg your pardon, sir.
Not Pai. Okay. Although I stay in Karnataka, but that's a different thing. You see, first of all, let me tell you, and my friend Dr. Hegde is also there. See, we have been talking in ISRO, whenever something is there, that it's a test book launch, a satellite has behaved in a way, but here definitely I see that Vikram has landed in a test book manner only. What one can expect? It's exact, there's no deviation in anything. It has done a soft landing. The vertical speed is less than 1.6 meters per second. So it's a soft landing, like, you sit on a sofa set. That sort of thing is there. Now, coming to impact of this one, there is a scientific impact. What sort of scientists will get the data about the moon's geology, or what we call moonology. We will also find out various minerals. They will study the atmosphere around the moon, which is up to 5 meters height, and which varies with the time, which varies with the temperature. So, and they will also find out, there are so many things are there, which so 6 experiments will do it. I'm coming to the major portion. It has increased the self-esteem of the country. Second thing is that everything has been developed in-house, means in India only.
Yes.
So the technologies are developing, and private industries have participated in this one quite a bit. So they can go to the world and say, our systems, manufactured our systems, qualified our systems have gone to moon.
Right.
So we can use cheaper rates and better things. So that way we'll have an international market, and of course we will compete with ourselves. I will never say that we are competing with others.
Right.
Because ISRO, we always competed with ourselves. From Aryabhatta to Chandrayaan 3 we have come. From Rohini 125 to Bahubali we have come. So we have competed with ourselves only. Thank you.
Pawan Chandana, what does this mean for space exploration as far as India is concerned? What's the next step as far as India and specifically the moon missions are concerned? Everybody is now extremely excited, already talking about a manned mission going to the moon.
Yeah, so in fact, this today's landmark mission makes India, join the elite club of 4 countries in the world which have soft landed on the moon, and the first one to land on the South Pole, and also the country which has done it at unprecedented cost, at $75 million, never seen before in the world at a fraction of cost done by anybody else in the world. So this proves the kind of the capability, the depth, and and the kind of spirit which India has. In fact, everybody is saying the next decade is India's decade, the next century is India's century. I think that's where we are right now, and this means a lot. This puts India in spotlight and brings in more partnerships, more collaboration for more space exploration in the future. And the next would be, I think, there will be one talks for a mission with the Japanese, and which will also be a moon exploratory mission. And there will be even many more private moon exploratory missions in which India can partner by itself and also across the globe. And in fact, to extract minerals and resources from the moon is 20 times more energy efficient than bringing it from Earth. So basically, moon is the gateway of the future. And I think we being one of the top 4 nations where we could soft land on the moon actually opens up new frontiers in space exploration. And doing it at unprecedented cost actually puts us among the top in the world. And also, like exploring the South Pole, etc. Unravels the most of the mysteries of the universe, where we understand that there is water and we can understand if there is life, etc. etc. I think the future is a lot to explore. Yeah, and I think India is like with this mission has put our mark on it, and I think a lot more missions to the moon coming up.
Devanshu Podar, for further space exploration, whether it's journey to Mars or any other, in fact, exploration, moon has been seen as by many as a base. So this landing on the south pole of the moon, where people are expecting probably water molecules, which is going to be a very, very important part for space exploration all across the globe. What can other space agencies, how can they benefit from the feat that India has achieved?
So I think that space technology, especially space exploration, has always benefited from international collaboration. And India has very recently joined the Artemis Accords, which really opens up this very strong partnership between the Western space agencies and India. And if you see the future missions that are planned under the Artemis missions, most of them, some of them at least, are trying to land astronauts on the southern segment of the moon or near the South Pole. So any and all data that we can provide, any knowledge that we can provide, especially the water sensing part of it. If you look at the scientific payloads that are there are seismometers on the lander which are going to study the soil. They're going to do some spectroscopy and understand what are the elements there to certain depth. There is also a temperature profiler which is going approximately 10 centimeters into the soil and going to study the temperature profile of the soil of the moon during the lunar day. So all of this data, and also it's going to find out whether there's water and how much water is there if it is there. We estimate it to be there on the basis of the Chandrayaan 1 discovery that was made using MEEP, the Moon Impact Probe. So this discovery of water, and then if we are able to reinforce and validate that knowledge and really extract data as to whether it is extractable and how much is there, this can really be game-changing in the future human exploration of the moon.
Okay.
You can see this on the Earth also, that the human settlements happened where there were rivers. So it's like trying to find a river on the moon. If we discover water there, this is where we're going to settle down, and this is where the next phase of exploration is really going to take
That will be the springboard as far as the further deep space exploration is concerned, possibly paving the way for manned mission in on other planets as well. But Dr. Hegde, just a word about ISRO. From 1970s to where we are standing today, what a remarkable feat it has been in just a short span of time. Dr. Hegde, could you unmute yourself, please?
He joined ISRO 1975, and I had the privilege of having worked with ISRO for 45 years plus. So I had a long life in ISRO, not long career. So we started so modestly using some aerial survey data, conducting some airborne surveys, analyzing satellites. Then, prior to getting into IRS program, parallelly the SLV program, everything from the scratch. And today, with probably less than 17 or 18 billion dollars only spent on Indian space program through the 62 years, this is awesome. See, NASA's 1 year budget, 2023 budget is 25 billion. And we have not spent on Indian space program 25 billion till today, from day one till today. So with shoestring budget and with extremely, extremely careful planning, and I would say that our success rate in venturing space has been too good. I mean, it is absolutely enviable.
Right.
And obviously the coming days are going to be much better with, our Aditya and beyond. We already have a Mars orbiter working.
Right.
And Chandrayaan 2 was tracking Chandrayaan 3 lander today. And of course, the wonderful international cooperation which ISRO is enjoying will also come in our support to move far beyond quickly.
Okay, very, very important. In the end, Dr. Pal, you were talking about, of course, one is the scientific impact. For any country and the people of that country, such achievements, not only they are part of the history, but also they encourage a new generation of people in scientific temper and, of course, taking up, like many of, possibly becoming scientists of tomorrow. How do you see that impact on India, sir?
Well, I find that youngsters are getting encouraged to join ISRO space activities. I have interacted with many of them, going to various institutions, etc. I was also an academician. So I know they are interested, and with the space sector open to the private sector, a lot of persons will join those industries. It's not only that they have to join ISRO, they can join the industry, they can join the DRDO, and they can do a lot of research work, they can develop things, the startups can come up. So I see youngsters can do it. And let me tell you that our population, around 50% of the population is less than 25 years. So if they get encouraged for technology, they get encouraged for the space sector, it's a positive point. And I'm sure that this Vikram landing, will encourage each one of them and will motivate.
Absolutely. It will inspire, it will encourage generations to come as far as we the Indians are concerned. But what a remarkable day. Gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking to us, taking the time out. I want to leave you, ladies and gentlemen, as we end the program today. The entire country has erupted in euphoria. There is happiness all around, at least on this remarkable feat which India has achieved. Take a look at how we have celebrated the day today.
में क्या है 23वें तीर्थंकर हमारे पार्श्वनाथ भगवान का मोक्ष कल्याण की वजह से चंद्रयान आज सफल हुआ और मैं इसरो को धन्यवाद देता हूं, इन्होंने सफल तक आज इसका लैंडिंग करवाया है। इसलिए पार्श्वनाथ भगवान की जय, इसरो जिंदाबाद।
India had made history for the first time. No other country had made it. So I'm very successful and can't express my feelings. So I'm very excited.
The experience, my heart was beating like crazy. Like eventually when it was landing, it was like such a moment for me. And I feel very proud to be an Indian at this moment. So